welcome back to another video. You know, go to the bookstore with me. Okay, so we're headed to the bookstore and I wanted to bring you guys along. Gonna find some amazing summer reads because it is beautifully warm in Ontario now and I'm so happy about it. So I want to have like the perfect beach reading vibe. Right now I'm like almost done the book called Every Summer After, I think, and it's so good and it's getting me such in the beach mood. It's like a Canadian writer and it's in the Canadian setting and it just makes me feel like I'm at a cottage in Muskoka and I love it. So I just want to keep that vibe going. So that's my aim when I go to the bookstore today, is to find like books that are very summery, just to feel like I'm in the sun when I'm not in the sun, even in the summer, you know? Anyways, so that's the goal. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe down below, give me a thumbs up, it helps support me, and welcome to my crew. Welcome to my crew of book lovers. Now let's go to the bookstore. I have to pause this video as I'm editing it and just say that the back of my head reminds me of like elementary school when you just like don't know how to use a straightener and like the front of your hair is all straightened but the back's not. I don't understand what went on there. Did I miss my brush in that part of my hair? It's cute. It's cute. Anyways, that's all. Because have you ever seen this before? It's like, what happened? I feel like that inside. So strange. Kinda want it. I can't believe I was in there for probably like 30-40 minutes. I just wanted to read the back of every single book and walk down every single aisle. And then, you know, the little cute like things like pillows and whatever were just, I needed to look at them, so I did, even though I didn't buy any because I don't need any of that. But I was in there for quite a long time and I did get quite a lot of books. I got 4 books, which I'm excited to show you, and I also got a bookmark because I don't have a bookmark, and I don't know, something feels nice about actually putting a bookmark instead of, I right now usually use what do you call, like study notes, like the little cards that you can study from. I don't know what they're called, what are they called, but I usually use that as a bookmark, which I do recommend. It does work really well, but now I have a cute bookmark that I'll show you when we get home. So I'll show you all the books I got and tell you about them when we get home. But yes, it was very fun, long book shopping experience. So now I'm gonna turn my AC on because I'm boiling and pump on some Harry Styles on my way home. If you love the new Harry Styles album, please let me know because I'm obsessed and can't get enough of it. All right, bye. I got quite a few books at the bookstore just now, and I'm really excited to share them with you. I got 4 books, 2 standalones and 1 series, and I went in hoping to find like summery fresh books, and then I found probably, yeah, just 1 summery fresh book, and then the rest were more dark. But they drew my attention, and I've heard lots about them, so I'm really excited to read them. And I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Reading on the beach with any type of book is still the best vibes ever, so it doesn't have to be a summer book. Like, I'm already living the summer life by reading on a beach or reading the sun, so it doesn't have to be a summer book to feel like a summer read, you know what I'm saying? Me trying to persuade myself that like it didn't matter that I didn't actually get summer books. Anyway, let's start with what I got. So the first book I got was Dark Vanessa. Oh, I hate these stickers. I always leave them on my books and forget to take them off. And then I'll be like looking at some of my older books or like going to lend a book to a friend, and I'm like, oh, it still has a sticker on it. I always forget to take it off. Okay, the first book I got was Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I think that's honestly the first author I've ever read that has like a 3-part name. I don't know. It is. Anyways. So I've heard a lot about this book. I've heard that it's pretty dark. I've heard that there's grooming in it essentially, because there's an age gap love story, but because it's like a professor pursuing a student, that it's kind of this story about how Vanessa is getting groomed into this love romance and how it affects her life. It just sounds really interesting based on the reviews I've heard so far on the internet. I think one of my favorite like YouTube person read this. I think her name's like, what is her handle? I think it's like Clockwork something. You probably all know who I'm talking about by just saying that. But she read this and her review on it sounded really good, so I'm pretty excited. It just sounds like very dark, and I'm hoping that it really brings up the topic of like grooming and of age gap romance in the sense of like a power dynamic, and really explores it in an interesting way. I'm hoping that like Vanessa at the beginning of this book is like in love, and then slowly she uncovers that like this maybe isn't quite love, but maybe so like more power dynamic. I don't know. I'm just hoping that it has some sort of sense like that, versus like just being a love story of an age gap and then you end the book feeling like, oh, that was more grooming than it was just a love story, but that was never really mentioned. So I'm hoping it's mentioned that this is like specifically about that. So anyways, I'm excited. I always love when the back of a book has like tons of other authors' reviews, because you can really tell if other authors have reviewed it in a generic way, like this is a powerful read, or this is such a page turner. Like those kind of reviews, you just know it's like not that great of a book, but they wanted to like, you know, be a friend and give a review to a fellow author. But when they're actually like complex and they have like a deeper description of how they felt reading the book, then I'm like, ah, this is actually potentially a great read. For instance, an unsettling and thought-provoking marvel. I am captivated by the brutal honesty of the emotions and the spark beauty of the writing. This one will stay with me forever. That is a true review right there. That is someone who like actually generally liked the book and like gave an in-depth 2-liner of like why this book should be on your TBR. So I'm excited, needless to say. All right, enough on that one. My one summer read that I actually got was Love in Other Words. Frick, another sticker. Can we find another way to tell me that it's 25% off without a sticker? Although I will say, I'm glad that these stickers are really easy to peel off. Because nothing's worse than when you get like a product and then you can't take the sticker off and you're like, all right, I'll have sticker residue on this, I guess, forever. But, sorry. Anyway, the only summerish book I got was Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book is extremely popular and I won't dwell on this too long because I know everyone has heard of this by now. But I believe it's like, I don't know a lot about it and I don't want to know a lot about it, so I'm not going to read the back of the book. But I believe from hearing other people that it's like small town romance and childhood to lovers romance, which is just summer vibes all around. So I'm really excited to read this. And it's just like a nice, small, light-hearted, beautiful summer vibe read, I think. And all of my booktubers that I follow love this book. Like, it's one of their top fave romance books and I cannot believe I haven't read it yet. I don't know why, it just hasn't like appealed to me in the same way as some other romances, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it on a beach or somewhere fun and read it in like a day or something. It's like an activity, you know. So here we go, Love and Other Words. And one other thing I will say is this is like a new cover and I've heard mixed feelings. Like, some people love this cover, some people hate it. I personally don't like it as much as the old cover. Like, I'm sad that I waited so long to read it and got this new version versus the old version. Like, I like the old Love and Other Word version better. It's like a yellow cover and it has like the little notes that say Love and Other Words. I don't know, I liked it a little bit better than this one. This one feels cheesy and I hate when romance books have like a cheesy cover where it's like someone lying on the beach or like illustrations. I don't like illustrations. Illustration people, illustration things. It just looks cheesy and I feel cheesy reading it. But that's just a me thing. That's just... The next books I got were a part of a series and it is Vicious and Vengeful. And it's by V.G. Sherwarb. She's the author that wrote The Life of Addie LaRue, so if you've heard of that, because that's pretty popular. This is her book before that, and her series before that, and I've heard a lot of great things about these as well, so I'm really excited. They're like a thriller-packed novel, I believe. Reading the back of this one, it says that Victor and Ellie are starting out as college roommates, and then they are boys that really love thrill. They love to feel that like near-death experience, adrenaline feeling, and they discover, I guess, that you can be a bigger, more powerful human once you kind of break through. Some sort of experiment around that. I haven't read this yet, so I'm just giving you what I discovered from the back of this book. But I believe that these two boys kind of experiment with the feeling of pushing boundaries, of being like adventurous and life-threatening kind of adrenaline junkies. And then when they go through this experience and experiment and discover that they can become bigger, better humans in some sort of way, some bad shit happens. And that just sounds really cool. I love adrenaline junkie kind of books. There's a sci-fi thriller I read a couple years ago, and it was about two robots that they can't die because they're robots, and so they are addicted to the thrill of doing things that are like near-death experiences for typical humans because they want to feel what it feels like to feel vulnerable. If you're curious about that, they're called the Frozen series and super good. But this just gave me that similar vibe, like adrenaline junkie vibe of like pushing your life to the edge and shit goes down. So I'm excited to read these series and I've just heard great things, so this will be cool. I also really enjoy kind of breaking up like cheesy romance and then some sort of sci-fi or dystopian kind of book, going back and forth. It just breaks up the vibe, puts you in less of like a reading slump. So if you feel like you ever get in a reading slump, I definitely highly suggest like switching genres, like going from like thriller to romance and you'll find that you are excited about each genre. I just find that each genre is pretty repetitive, especially with romances. Like there's the same sort of story build of a romance, and if you read too many back to back, you're literally gonna be like, I know the ending to this and I just want to get to the point, and this miscommunication in this book is driving me nuts. And it's what it is. It's just a formula to books, just like there's a formula to movies, and if you get bored of them, just switch genres. And don't be afraid to not finish a book. Wow, I'm really going on a rant here for like no apparent reason, but I'm just saying, like, don't be afraid to not finish a book. You can always come back to it, or if it's just not the book for you, it's just not the book for you. Even if it's like a classic or a really popular book on TikTok or BookTube, like, do not feel pressured to finish something that you're not enjoying and isn't sparking like excitement when you see the book. But anywho, the last thing I got is this bookmark, and I don't know if you can see it at all. Let me hide my face so it actually zooms in here, but it just says wildflower about you and has little wildflower stamps into it. I don't have a bookmark, and I always use just like paper or something, and I thought it would be kind of fun to have my own bookmark and feel very fancy when I tab in something in my book to, you know, find my spot, like what bookmarks do. Yeah, I'm being so weird today. Why am I so weird today? I just like don't have the words for anything right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please again hit that likes button and subscribe down below so you can see more of my videos to come. I love doing book videos. I love doing vlog videos. So stick around for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!